The first group of court documents concerning Jeffrey Epstein and his associates dropped on Wednesday, and their names, of course. A lot of them aren't exactly new. Now, the freshly unsealed documents are part of a settled lawsuit. This was a civil suit brought by Virginia Giuffre. Giuffre accused Epstein and his partner, Ghislaine Maxwell, of coercing her to have sex with Epstein and others when she was 16 years of age. Now, before I get to the names, important caveat, not all of them have been accused of misconduct. In fact, a lot of the redacted names and some of the unredacted names are victims. So very important, especially considering how some of the names will not be unmasked, if that's the correct term. Some of the names will not be revealed because of the fact that they were victims. So that's very important here. That said, all of the men accused by Giuffre and others in depositions of acting illegally have denied all wrongdoing. With that said, here's some of the names. In a 2016 deposition included in the filings, Giuffre says Maxwell had directed her to have sex with Prince Andrew, billionaire Glenn Dubin, model scout Jean Luc Brunel, and artificial intelligence researcher Marvin Minsky. Giuffre also said Maxwell directed her to give a massage to former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. What kind of massage that was, I don't know. One document even alleges that Epstein forced an underage girl whose identity remains sealed to have sex with former Trump lawyer Alan Dershowitz on numerous occasions. Whoa! Okay now. That's not the first time Dershowitz had been accused. Giuffre herself had named Dershowitz, but then dropped it after he sued for defamation. In a statement following that suit, she said, "I've long believed that I was trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein to Alan Dershowitz. However, I was very young at the time. It was a very stressful and traumatic environment. Mr. Dershowitz has, from the beginning, consistently denied these allegations. I now recognize I may have made a mistake in identifying Mr. Dershowitz." I mean, is that the case? I don't know. She added, "This litigation has been very stressful and burdensome for me and my family, and we believe it's time to bring an end and move on with our lives." That I do understand, but we have a second unnamed victim who pointed the finger at Dershowitz. Is this a case where both these girls were mistaken? I don't know. Or could it be because they were intimidated into retracting their accusations? I don't have any evidence one way or the other. Okay. Now, the documents also state that Epstein trafficked Giuffre for sexual purposes to many other powerful men, including numerous prominent American politicians, powerful business executives, foreign presidents, and a well-known prime minister and other world leaders. This is only the first set of documents. There's more to come. But already we know, again, some of the big names that are here, and that's Bill Clinton and Donald Trump. Both of them show up. Okay, both of them rode on that jet multiple times. Okay, now that said, is there anything in the filings that show that either of those individuals did anything illegal? No, not so far. That doesn't mean they didn't. It just means we don't have any, again, accusations or allegations that we know as of yet. But let's start with Bill Clinton, right? Now, there is one document that alleges that Epstein once told Johannes Schoberg, one of his accusers, that former President Bill Clinton, quote, likes them young, referring to girls. Gross. Now, could he be meaning 18, 19? That's still gross. Wouldn't be illegal, but it's still gross. And if he means younger than that, well, that would be both gross and illegal. Lock him up. Okay. But anyway, in another document, Maxwell says Clinton flew on Epstein's private plane, but couldn't confirm how many times. So I think the number is somewhere around 50, at least, that we know of. Both of them, I believe he has been to the island, but I'm not entirely sure. Still, yikes. Now getting to Trump. Now, Giuffre actually met Maxwell when she was working at Mar-a-Lago back in 2000. Meaning that Epstein and Maxwell were guests at Mar-a-Lago, and apparently, at least in this case, used it as a recruiting ground for young girls. Again, 13 girls. Okay. Trump's name also appears in the document in which Epstein is quoted as saying that he would invite the then real estate mogul to join him at a casino. Again, they were close. They had close ties. At the same time, Clinton also had close ties with Jeffrey Epstein. And the thing about Epstein is that he had close ties with a lot of people. And so was that his attempt to try to ensure that he knew so many people so that if, for example, this were to get out or something were to get out, that he had enough dirt on other people or enough social connections to try to, avoid any kind of action against him? In that case, did it work? Well, he's dead. Okay. And I don't exactly buy the official narrative that he committed suicide in jail, with, it's supposed to be a suicide watch and the cameras didn't work. I mean, something's fishy about that. And so, was he murdered? I don't know. Probably. That's just my guess. By powerful people whose names, I don't know if all the people, again, who are named on this, if this is the defining document here. I think what really endangered people in power is what he knew in his head, okay? And why he had to have so many of these social connections. But I'm getting a bit off on a tangent here. That said, in another document, a witness said she was never asked to engage in sexual relations with Trump. However, there was another lawsuit by a Jane Doe that claimed that Trump and Epstein had raped her when she was 13. So there was different names for her. It was Jane Doe and then Katie something. Now that accuser claimed that while she was exploring a modeling career in '94, she attended a series of parties at the Manhattan home of Jeffrey Epstein and alleged that during those parties, Trump had allegedly tied her to a bed and proceeded to rape her. And then, of course, afterwards, she dropped the case. And there were some inconsistencies there. Again, is this a case of her being intimidated? I don't know. Will these allegations show up in these documents? I don't know. But I do think the quote here about Epstein, I do think about that quote, actually, in the New York Magazine back in 2002, where he said about Jeffrey Epstein, he's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it. Jeffrey enjoys his social life. That, to me, tells you that, wait, did Donald Trump know about the abuse? I don't know for certain. Was he a part of the abuse? I don't know for certain. Now, my personal beliefs here, and I don't have any evidence to back it up, but I would just point at all the credible allegations of, sexual assault and abuse and rape against Trump. I mean, there's a lot of credible allegations here. And I also want to point out people that Trump put into his cabinet. Alexander Acosta, who resigned after it became known that while he was in Florida, he gave Epstein a sweetheart deal, which ended a federal sex abuse investigation involving at least 40 teenage girls. And by the way, another person involved with that, Alan Dershowitz. Epstein ended up taking state charges, getting 13 months in jail, and was allowed to leave jail while serving a sentence to go work in his luxury office. I mean, couldn't get more of a sweetheart deal with what he did. Now, Acosta, while he was in charge, also led efforts to dramatically cut Labor Department budgets dedicated to combating human trafficking. And when Acosta went to resign, Trump's like, no, I don't want to get rid of you. I don't want you to leave. You did such a great job, Alex. Such a great job. Look, I'm not saying any of that proves that Donald Trump knew anything about this, did anything wrong, illegal, etc. I'm just saying that due to what we know, I wouldn't be surprised. And it goes the same with a lot of these people that are named in this. If any of them can be proven, and I don't think these documents actually contain any additional evidence that could start cases against them or prove any cases, but nonetheless, if it can be proven at some point that any of these people did engage in sex with minors, well, I say one thing: lock them up. It doesn't matter who it is. Lock them up.